Hunslet Engine Works was founded in 1864. By 1902, it had supplied railway engines to over 30 countries worldwide. The works closed in 1995, but you can still see the rails crossing the road, which allowed engines to be moved between sheds. Hunslet Engine Works was just one successful secondary industry that developed in Hunslet, a borough often described as the workshop of Leeds. Leeds became well known for its textile industry, but heavier industries such as steel and iron foundries, engine works and railway works also thrived. For several decades, the UK has been experiencing de-industrialisation. De-industrialisation is the decline in secondary industry and the growth in tertiary and quaternary employment. There are several reasons why this has happened in the UK. Machines and technology replace many people in modern industries. Other countries could produce cheaper goods because labour there was less expensive. A lack of investment, high labour costs and outdated machinery has often made UK products too expensive. The traditional UK industrial base of coal mining, engineering and manufacturing disappeared fast. Government policies meant state-run industries were sold off to private shareholders, with an aim of creating a more competitive business environment. But as a result, thousands of jobs were lost, and the proportion of people working in secondary industries lowered. Since the 1970s, the UK has been moving to a post-industrial economy. This is where manufacturing industry declines, to be replaced by a growth in the service sector and corresponding development of a quaternary sector. By 2015, 78% of UK employment was in the tertiary sector and up to 10% in the quaternary sector. Globalisation is the process which creates a more connected world, with increases in the movement of goods, people and trade worldwide. It has brought developments in transport, communications and, in particular, the internet, which has been partly responsible for the explosion of the quaternary sector in the UK. The use of information technology has transformed the way that people live and work. It is one of the main factors in the UK's move to a post-industrial economy. The digital sector contributed nearly £151 billion to the economy in 2019 and accounted for 9% of the national workforce. Superfast broadband coverage has risen from 58% of UK premises in 2011 to over 97% today. Improvements in IT has allowed more people to work from home. Government statistics in 2023 showed that 28% of the working population are now hybrid workers. Hybrid working is a form of flexible working, where workers spend some of their time working remotely, usually at home, and some time in the employer's workspace. 16% of workers reported to be working solely from home. The service industry is the largest sector in the UK's post-industrial economy, both in terms of the number of people employed and economic output. People employed in service industries produce services rather than products. Services provided include commercial, for example shops and banks, professional, such as solicitors and dentists, social, which includes schools and hospitals, entertainment, including restaurants and cinemas, and personal, for example hairdressers and fitness trainers. The financial services sector is one of the UK's truly global industries. The UK is home to some of the world's largest and most successful financial services companies. Over 1.1 million people are employed in financial services and more than 1.3 million in related professions. The finance industry produced £278 billion of economic output in 2022, equivalent to 12% of the UK's entire economic output. 1/3 of all the jobs are in London, although major UK centres with more than 30,000 people in employment in financial and related services include Birmingham, Bristol, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Leeds and Manchester. Overall, 22 towns and cities in the UK each have more than 10,000 people in employment in the industry. The UK research sector is attracting growing amounts of investment by both UK government and private businesses, suggesting there may be even more jobs there in the future. In 2016 it employed over 60,000 highly qualified people and was estimated to contribute over £3 billion to the UK economy. Research and development is particularly strong in biomedical, computer and environmental sectors in the UK, and has firm links with universities. Business parks can create high-quality new jobs, attract significant investment and new businesses into areas. They are purpose-built areas of offices and warehouses, often at the edge of a city and on a main road. Increasingly, a key goal is to attract high-value quaternary industry in fields such as ICT, pharmaceuticals and biotechnology, 3D printing and space research. Science parks can help to deliver this. They are industrial and business parks focused on quaternary industry and usually involve at least one university partner. There are over 100 science parks in the UK, owned by transnational corporations, universities and local councils. Most are in London, the South and South East. Cambridge Science Park is just one example. It was opened in 1972 by Trinity College, Cambridge University. It covers 50 hectares and there are over 100 companies there employing over 5,000 people. A majority of the companies are in biomedical research or computer telecoms. It is close to the M11 motorway, high-speed rail links, and it is just 1 hour from London, which is one of its major markets. Stansted Airport is also close by. Returning to the former site of the Hunslet Engine Works, it is now the home of Schneider Electric, a French transnational corporation specialising in digital automation and energy management. Globally, it earned a staggering €34 billion in revenue in 2022. New companies like this have brought innovation and change. Many of the new service industries are in new regions such as the South East. Derelict industrial areas have often struggled and sought new business functions such as retail. The challenge for UK governments is to seek improvements in aspects such as transport, to try repositioning the British economy away from London and the South East. There are other Economic World videos on this channel to support your study. Thank you for watching.